Boogie, drop that beat.
Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, Talking Out Loud with Miss Talkative. Everything I say is my own opinion, alleged, and strictly entertainment purposes. Remember, I'm just talking out loud. Please like, share, subscribe, comment on the video, let me know what you think. I would like to speak on Tamar Braxton. It seems like, to me, she is the Monique of the music industry. You remember, Monique gets into it with everybody wherever she goes. No matter what she's starring in, she finds a way to get into it with someone. And it seems that Tamar is no different with the music industry. When they first appeared on the reality TV show, The Braxtons, Tamar was seen getting into it with her mom, her sisters. Even one point, her mom told her that she would slap the taste out of her mouth because she was getting smart with her mom. She was always disrespecting her husband and her sisters. It seemed like she just wanted to attack her sister Tracy so bad. She was always like going for her. No matter what Tracy did, it's like she used Tracy as her gopher to me. She got into it with Chris Brown when she was on the Real, and she spoke on his relationship, and they had exchanged some tweets or some words on social media. She also got into it with Toya Wright from the she's a reality star, used to be married to Lil Wayne. She got into it with her because Toya believed that Tamar did not want to, she believed she didn't want to invite her on the Real. She believed that she was blocked from getting on the Real when Tamar was on there. And she believed that Tamar did not want to promote her book. And Tamar's excuse was that because she was under contract, she could not promote anything on the show. But because that was her friend, her sister friend, she could have still used her own personal platform, in my opinion, to help her friend promote her book or whatnot, whatever she had going on at the time. And it did seem like it was a little haterization going on with Tamar's part. I understand she can't promote her when she's on live on the Real, and she can't promote her on their business page, but I believe she could have went to her personal page and promoted her. It could have been, even if she didn't do anything but take a picture with her friend holding the book, and they just happen to take a photo or take a picture. That's promotion enough. She don't have to come out and say, you can say stuff without saying stuff. Tamar did what she wanted to do, and she didn't want to promote, I believe. And she did try to address it a couple of times and say that she wasn't allowed. But we all know that with Tamar, as big mouth as she is, if she wanted to promote it, she would have promoted. She also fell out with Tiny because when Toya did get invited on the show, Tiny was promoting the show, and Tamar was no longer on the show. And so Tamar seen it. She wound up seeing that Tiny was promoting the show, and she unfollowed Tiny. Tiny, tried to act like, it was really nothing or whatever by posting her daughter with her godparents, which was Tamar and Vince. But Tamar wasn't buying it. She was further stirring the pot, letting it be known that there is beef, and she was upset with Tiny for promoting the Real because she was no longer on there. And she also, when she left the Real, she didn't really have, it was like a one-sided beef with the ladies of the real. She was upset with them because they were still on the show and she was the only one let go. And I believe she didn't really have a right to be mad at them, because what were they supposed to do? Quit as well? I mean, they were supposed to quit because you were let go. It wasn't with them, and they didn't, I don't believe that they had any decision in that. And just like she wanted everybody to understand that she could not promote Toya's book, why couldn't she understand that the ladies of the real, the remaining three, were not, they didn't have any say so on Tamar's stand, and they said that they were shocked that that happened to Tamar. They were so overwhelmed, pouring out heartfelt messages, trying to connect with her, trying to make sure she's okay, and it was like she just left their arm out there. She didn't extend nothing, no, and I understand she probably was so hurt, but at the same time, these ladies did try to extend an arm to you, to reach out, to say, let you know how they felt and that they had nothing to do with it. And I believe that she knew this, but she did not care, because she didn't, and she was, many people stated that she was let go unfairly, but at the same time, seeing Tamar on that reality show, knowing how big-headed she can be, knowing how dramatic she is and self-entitled, you have to question, what did she do? I mean, yeah, she was entertaining, but it's like she was, to me, she was trying to take over the show instead of realizing that it's 4 hosts. Tamar wanted to overspeak, and she was just being Tamar, and they probably had conversations with her to tone it down. But Tamar does have a big personality, but sometimes it's like, you're not bigger than everybody else here. We put a panel of 4, we want a panel of 4. And Tamar seems like she didn't get it. So I don't know if, she probably said something that one of the producers didn't like, and they was like, no, she has to go, because she probably felt as though that the audience receives her really well, and it's nothing they can do. And they probably was like, okay, well, you know what? Let me hand her behind, because she's getting too out of hand. Just my opinion, I don't know. But she did have like a one-sided beef with the ladies of the real. And also she had a feud with Claudia Jordan. They were on some type of podcast that Tamar and Tiny had. And Tamar it seemed like she was trying to degrade Claudia on her dating standards. And she was talking about, see, we're married, and giving her whole rendition of, the dating world, stating, if your standards aren't here, then you're not ready to date me. And my thing is, allow people to have their own opinion of what's best for them. Just because you're married does not mean that you have all the answers, and you set the tone, you set the goal, you set the standards for other people to mimic you. Okay, you're married, great. What works for you does not work for other people. And she didn't get that. So her and Claudia, they were, exchanging words over social media as well, because Tamar, once again, being self-entitled and dramatic as always popping off and speaking at the wrong time. She also had a feud with Nene. And I don't know what happened here. From what I know, what I understand was that Tamar, she was dating the guy David, and they had a really bad breakup, and to the point where Tamar allegedly went to jail. And it was just really bitter, nasty breakup, to the point where Vince, her ex-husband, had to step in to go and get Tamar in her things, allegedly. And so it was rumored that she was about to get back in another relationship with him. And Nene was throwing jabs at it. She was, basically being Nene, speaking on things. And I don't know how close her and Nene and Tamar were, but I believe that their feud stemmed from there, where Nene was throwing shade because Tamar was about to get back in a relationship with this man that just really did her bow. And I believe Tamar took offense to it. And so then here you go, another beef for Tamar. Not saying Tamar's right or wrong in any of these situations, but we all know Tamar. She also had a prior beef with Candy. I know she was on tour once upon a time with with Escape, and she invited the ladies from Queen's Court, T.S. Medicine and Kaya, on to her set, but she know that Candy and Tiny didn't get along with the ladies from the Queen's Court. And I don't know if Tamar, I believe Tamar was opening up for Escape. And I don't believe Tamar checked with Escape and Tiny. She couldn't have, because it became a whole spectacle where it was rumored that the ladies from Queen's Court were escorted out. Now, I don't know. They came out and denied it on their show, but it was rumored that they were, and they did not get a chance to go on and perform, because Tamar was being Tamar, trying to be bigger than everybody else. And it was rumored that Candy and T.I., Tiny's husband, had the Queen's Court ladies escorted out. So I believe that's where the original beef for Tamar and Candy actually started, because she probably took offense. How dare you allow take my people that I wanted for my set to be escorted out, and you didn't check with me. And it was said that T.I. went off on Tamar, and they wound up having words with each other. I don't know. Allegedly, that's what happened. And so T.I. and Candy got into it with Tamar that night. And allegedly Tiny, and I guess I'm going to say Tiny because your husband is in it, and because I know your husband probably wouldn't have put the Queen's Court ladies out if Tiny hadn't asked for them to be escorted out. So I don't know. Like I said, they stated that they were not escorted out, but they were. It was rumored that they were there to perform on Tamar's set, and they didn't get a chance to perform because Candy and Tiny had a problem with it, and Tip had them escorted out and went off on Tamar. And also, she got into it with Kaya, because when Tamar, let me put this, how can I say this? When Tamar was rushed to the hospital because it seemed like she was trying to off herself, and by taking some pills, Kaya from Queen's Court was stating that Tamar was faking it because she wanted to get out of her contract. And so, like I say, I'm not saying that this is Tamar's fault, but I am saying that Tamar, it seems like drama follows Tamar everywhere she go. Now, I don't know the ins and outs and the start of all these beefs or or whatnot, but I do know Tamar, to me, seems like she is the Monique of the music business. Gets into it with someone everywhere she goes. And these are just a few. She's had beef feuds with several other people over the years, and Tamar is just going to Tamar. And you would think that some things would really humble her, where she could be like, well, move past it, or let me focus on me, let me focus on my singing career, let me get to the point where people can't come for me in that sense, or whatever. Or why is she so bothered with everything and everybody? You can't, trying to block friends. It's like, are you really being a friend? That's not what a friend does. I just don't understand it. I believe that Tamar really needs to humble herself, and she keeps, hollering about this record change. What's changed? The people in the beefs with you, because you're still going down the same road, doing the same thing. Tamar, sometimes things get outdated, and these beefs and feuds, they get outdated. Please grow up. This is just my opinion. I'm just talking out loud. Please like, share, subscribe, comment on the video. Let me know what you think.